G'day, it's Dan here again, and let's dig into NPCs again. Now, I didn't record myself doing this session. I just plowed away, and I'm just going to walk you through it. So, at the end of last session, we built all the visual elements for this rule set except for these red fields. And the red fields is pretty much what I did today, plus I made a couple of other tweaks. You might notice that I've extended this grey field down around the 2 lines here, as I had a full line for saving throws, and saves is just simply a number. It should be something like 12 or something like that. Let's go in and have a look. Okay, actually, so unlock, everything is here. We can add weapons in and things like that. So MacGuffin is a weapon. We're going to stick it in here. 2d6 damage. We've got a description. If our description goes over long, let's see, our scroll bar goes in. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to rebuild this scroll bar, make it a bit skinnier. Got a couple of designs there. Size and reach, their core RPG settings needed for maps. Now sensors, you might have something like night vision goggles in here, otherwise that's going to be unused. And this guy, Grigori, he probably knows Russian and Ukrainian, or something like that. Anyway, give him some Russian, and we'll lock him. And all these fields are now uneditable. Can't add an extra one in here. Can't change any of these fields. So that's all working exactly as intended. So, and I think that this look here, where I just put all the data fields on this white background, I think that's been quite effective. I don't mind this right alignment. It does clash a little bit with the center alignment, but anyway, it's an aesthetics thing, and everyone's going to have different opinions on it. So let's just jump into the Ruleset Wizard and see how we built these items. Alright, so starting from the top, we have our link field. So window class name is NPC. That's the type of field it's going to open when you click on it, and it's going to open itself if there's nothing else, no data stored in there. It'll open itself. And the description field will be the name. So that's our next field, is name. It's just a string control, but it gets used in the combat tracker and other things. Over here we've got a token field, and this token field here, if you double click on it, it will open up the map, any map that this character or this actor, this NPC, is already placed on. We have our lock field, we have our close button, we will ignore the labels because we've seen those before. Armor class is just a field. AC, it's just a number field. Hit dice, just a number field. Total hit bonus, I've called this BHB because that will match more closely with what I've got in the character sheet, and we want those. It minimize the code if the code always uses BHB rather than if NPC use to hit, or THB, and if PC use BHB. Saves is just a number. Special, something like call for backup, or dual wielding, stealth, different descriptors like that will go in here. It's a string field. Movement, level, and XP are number fields. Pretty straightforward, pretty just simple numbers. Attacks is a window list. It's called attacks list. We've got allow create, allow delete. You can drop items in here. Of course, you could drop rope in here, and it won't show and it won't work properly because rope doesn't have damage and things like that applied to it. But it won't stop you from dropping rope in there. We created a new class, weapon NPC, which is a really simple one. Let's open that up. It's got a link, a name, and a damage field, and that kind of marries up with what is in the rulebook. They say something like nightstick, and then in brackets 1d6, or semi-auto pistol in brackets 1d6. I've also put some padding in here, 5 on the left and right, 2 on the top and bottom. That makes it sit nicely. A description is a formatted text field, so you could drop notes and other things in here if you wanted more data in here, an image or other things like that, but it does hold a reasonable amount of data now at this size. And it's also got the scroll bar, which will appear only if this exceeds the bounds. Our scroll bar, we've got a target of description, which is this field. We've got size and reach, which are just simple number fields, and they default to 1. A human, an adult human is size 1 and has reach 1. Pretty simple. And sensors, you'd be putting things like night vision and stuff in there. It's just a text field, a string field. Languages is just a string field. I don't think there'll be any language automation in there. And the last piece is when we click on the window class itself, we've got our onLock changed. So this function here, when the lock is changed, which is an engine code, it will then go through and lock or unlock every one of these fields that are in red. Okay, so that's a nice short video for you guys to make up for the super long one we just did just a little while ago. So that's it for this session. Thanks guys, see you again soon.